Ladies and gents, today's video we're going to be covering 50 tips and tricks in Warzone Mobile as quickly as I can. Without further ado, drop a like and subscribe and let's hop straight into it. Alright, starting off the top 50 tips and tricks then, guys, is settings. This is the most crucial part about Warzone Mobile. And before you even jump into your first match, let's take a look at what the best settings you need to place. Set your graphics to low for the best performance and FPS. Now, if you do set it to low, sometimes depending on the device that you're running, it may look a little bit bad. So I use an iPad, so I always run on high. I don't run peak because I see unstable FPS. I want the most consistent FPS. Also, set your FPS to uncapped so the game never caps your FPS. In your HUD, make sure that you use the quick throw equipment on the variants. So if you click on the button, it will give you an option to either have it as quick throw, which means if you click onto your utility, it will throw immediately rather than clicking it and then pressing the fire button to actually throw it or use it. Make sure you set your field of view as high as it possibly can for better visual and better sensitivity input. This means that you will be able to see enemies much better because your field of view will be wider so you can see them at the edges of your screen. If you've got a low field of view, you won't be able to do this. And then for the sensitivity input, basically, if you keep changing your field of view, your sensitivity will always feel weird. So having it on max field of view will give you the best sensitivity input. Always make sure your aim assist is on. As simple as that. Make sure your crouch button variant is on merged. This will allow you to hold your crouch button to go prone, and it also removes an extra button on your HUD to make it less cluttered. Auto pickup should be on as it allows looting to be much faster. Now, if you are feeling super comfortable in the future after playing the game sometime, then you can turn it off. But I always recommend keeping this on, especially when you first drop in from the plane. You want to be able to get a gun as quickly as possible out of little loot boxes. Auto mantle, make sure this is turned off because you don't want to be on top of a building trying to shoot somebody underneath you and then accidentally mantling over it. Make sure your parachute is set to manual. This will allow you to pull your parachute manually, so this will allow you to get closer to the floor before deploying that parachute. This means you will be able to get on the ground faster than anyone else and loot faster to be able to eliminate people much faster. Make sure your auto-equipped armor is set to off, because if you've got it on, this means if you get shot, you will start to automatically put your armor on without being able to engage the enemy straight away. Make sure that your camera rotation is set to accelerated, as currently if you've got it set to fixed, the long distance scopes, such as the 2.5x and sniper scopes, they have a weird sensitivity glitch. And I've noticed that if your setting is on accelerated, it fixes that issue. Make sure that you've got your weapon mount exit delay on short. This will allow you to get off your mount a lot faster. Make sure that you turn off the option for aim down sights when firing. Of course, if you play with only 2 thumbs, I recommend that you keep this on. Make sure that auto melee is off, because the lunge and the aim assist on the lunge is not that great on this game like Call of Duty Mobile. So you'll just be pretty much waving your hands in the air and then you're probably gonna get destroyed. Turn off the option for force reload. Equip all your armor plates. Make sure this is set to on, because this way you can constantly keep equipping your armor plates once you click the button once, rather than keep spamming it and potentially taking your finger off one of your other HUD buttons that may be for movement. Turn off the setting for outlines on enemies and teammates, because the outlines do get in your way when you're trying to shoot at people. It gives you a much more of a PC console feeling of Call of Duty 2 if you turn off the red outlines. I highly recommend that you turn down the hit marker size and definitely the transparency, because that gets in the way a lot. Set your slide behavior to tap. This will allow you to make the slide cancel movement mechanic. Guys, that was a lot of tips and tricks just for settings, but those are super crucial to get the best out of your gameplay experience. Gameplay tips and tricks, let's get straight into those. Never use colorful skins on your characters because you will stick out like a sore thumb. Always run the Warden perk package. This allows you to have smooth and fast gameplay. It also allows you to get around the map a lot quicker as well. Make sure that you're stealthy with doors. If you know that there's an enemy close by, you can actually go up to a door, scope in with your weapon, and then tap the door button, and it will gently open the door, making less audio noise so you can get the element of surprise on the enemies. When you're jumping off a building and you want to parachute, the best way that you can do this is running and then diving off the building, then parachuting, because this will give you a much more distance than the parachute. And once you parachute, you have fast speed momentum. Always run smokes or stun grenades in your loadouts. You don't want to be using anything else, but smokes and stuns are literally game changers. When you're setting your loadouts, you should either be running an assault rifle SMG or a sniper SMG. Rotating around the maps is well needed, especially in Verdansk, so always use vehicles. But if you're going to use a vehicle, you want to use armored trucks, as they are very hard to get shot out of and they're very hard to destroy and blow up. Never use zip lines or ladders if necessary. In Warzone Mobile, climbing up ladders and using zip lines are very slow, and you are a sitting duck when you're doing this, so you will get eliminated very quickly. Only ever use them if they are very necessary. Always pay attention to your radar. Not many people think about this, but it is a very simplistic tip and trick. But it shows red dot sites when people are fighting. It also shows a lot of other information, such as your contracts. Always make sure that your backpack is fully equipped with ammo and plates before engaging. Of course, sometimes you do run out of plates and you need to force an engagement. But if you have plates and ammo, then you know that you can engage with people successfully. Now, if you haven't got armor or any ammo, and you know that you can get out of a situation without fighting, then do so, because once you die, you're out. Crosshair placement is a very key factor in first-person shooters. So when you're engaging with an enemy, you should always aim for the chest and then slowly pull up to the head, or vice versa. Always complete contracts, especially bounties. Bounties will always pinpoint a squad that is near to you. So it's pretty much like a UAV. Scavengers are very useful, as if you complete a scavenger contract, you can purchase a loadout immediately. So make sure that you get on a scavenger contract as soon as you can. So just a couple of extra tips and tricks in this video, ladies and gents. The most wanted contract is a huge benefit for two reasons. Number one, if you complete it successfully, you get a lot of money. And you can complete a most wanted by waiting the timer out, or by looting boxes, as that will make the time go down quicker, or by eliminating players. Now, the second good thing about a most wanted is if you've completed it, if any of your teammates are fully dead, they will be respawned in automatically as soon as that most wanted contract is complete. And my last and final tip and trick for you, ladies and gents, airstrikes and mortar strikes on Warzone Mobile are super overpowered, like ridiculously overpowered compared to PC and console. So if you find one, use them. The mortar strikes are super deadly. Airstrikes are also super deadly. Good luck on the battlefield. I hope this video has helped you out in just the slightest, but don't worry, those were just very basic tips and tricks. We have got so many more guides coming up with advanced tips and tricks, pro tips and tricks, and many more on the channel. So make sure that you drop a like and subscribe and turn on those notifications.